Salvete omnes. Welcome to this audio-video lesson on Lingua Latina per se illustrata, Capitulum Quintum, Chapter 5, Grammatica Latina. I'm going to be talking about accusative case. Accusative case I like to think of as a target. So it's used for direction toward. So if you're going to Rome, Romam is the accusative case. Romam it is going to Rome. You also use it for direct objects. Notice direct and direction are similar. I think that helps us remember this. So, for example, I would say Romam videt, he sees Rome, and then Romam is the direct object. So, essentially, direct objects receive the action of a special kind of action verb called the transitive verb. A transitive verb has a direct object. Just to give you some examples in English, I see you, you is the direct object. He sees Bob, Bob is the direct object. Notice we put the direct object after the verb. English uses SVO order, subject, verb, object, for this type of sentence. A couple more examples. You hear Jill, Jill is the direct object. I sing a song, song is a direct object. Okay, so accusative again, think of it as a target, the direct object of the verb receiving that action, or think of it as direction towards. It does both in Latin. All right. Accusativus, accusative, masculinum, masculine. Julius non unum filium, sed duos filios habet. Julius has not one son, unum filium, but two sons, duos filios. Now, filium is the accusative singular, filios the accusative plural. Otherwise, I might tell you filium is the direct object singular, filios is a direct object plural. Filium est accusativus singularis, vide Capitulum tertium. Filium is accusative singular, see chapter 3. Filios accusativus pluralis est. Filios is accusative plural. Accusativus singularis nominativus us. So this is reminding us that while we have an singular direct object form, again, accusative singular we might call it, the nominative form, which we use for subjects, would be us. So I might say Julius as the subject of a sentence, but if I see him, it'd be Julium video. Julium, direct object, video, I see. Or perhaps Julium videt, he sees Julius. So again, is the singular direct object, us is the singular subject form. Pluralis os, okay, accusative plural os ending, and it reminds us nominativus e. So, for example, let's say the word son, filius. If I wanted sons plural as a subject, I would say filii in the nominative plural. If I wanted sons as a direct object, as I have here, I have to say filios, accusative plural. Okay, femininum, feminine. Julius non duas filias, sed unam filiam habet. Julius has not two daughters, but one daughter. Notice the filiam is the singular accusative, filias is the plural. Do note that filiam looks similar to filium, only a change in a vowel, and similarly filios and filias both end with long vowels, just with different vowels there again. So there are some patterns to be aware of in how these kind of singular and plural direct objects are formed, and hopefully you will note those and it'll help you remember them and recognize them in context. So filium est accusativus singularis. Filiam is accusative singular. Vide Capitulum tertium, see chapter 3. Filias accusativus pluralis est. Filias is accusative plural. Accusativus singularis am. Nominativus a. So this reminds us that if we have an accusative or direct object singular, such as filiam, videt filiam, he sees the daughter, you would have a nominative a, so filia est bona, the daughter is good. Pluralis as, nominativus I. This is reminding us that if we have an as ending plural accusative or plural direct object, so filias videt, he sees the daughters, then the subject form of that, nominative plural, would be I, so filii, filii sunt boni, the daughters are good. All right, our last gender, neutrum, neuter. Villa non unum cubiculum, sed multa cubicula habet. The villa has not one bedroom, unum cubiculum, but many bedrooms, multa cubicula. Cubiculum, neuter singular, accusative or direct object form. Neuter plural, cubicula, accusative plural or plural direct object form. Cubiculum, accusativus singularis est. Cubiculum is accusative singular. Cubicula, accusativus pluralis est. Cubicula is accusative plural. Accusativus singularis est nominativus. So it sort of is the same as the nominative as what they're telling us here. Pluralis a, it is the same as the nominative they're telling us here. So essentially there's something called the neuter rule. The neuter rule says that neuter nominative and accusative are the same, and neuter nominative and accusative plural end in a or short a. And that's what this is telling us. So cubiculum is cubiculum, whether it's the subject of a sentence. For example, cubiculum est bonum, the bedroom is good, or whether it is the direct object of the sentence, cubiculum videt, he sees the bedroom. Likewise, in the plural, cubicula sunt bona, cubicula is the subject, the bedrooms are good, and then cubicula videt, he sees bedrooms, cubicula there is a direct object. So the spelling doesn't change whether it's a subject or a direct object if the word is neuter. And do note, as a reminder again, I've said this before, but it's worth reminding, it just takes a while to get used to it. The a ending plural neuter is the same spelling that you get for a singular feminine nominative ending. For example, insula, a feminine word, is island as a subject, whereas cubicula, a neuter word, is a plural, either subject or direct object form. So you really need to, when you learn a Latin word, a Latin noun, or pronoun for that instance, you just really need to learn that gender. And you can tell that by looking at, the M or F or N, which tells you the gender right after the entry. You can also tell it sometimes just by looking at the word itself. So filia, filii, that's got to be a feminine word. Or filius, filii, that's got to be a masculine word. Whereas if you get something that goes e, like capitulum, capituli, chapter, that's got to be a neuter word. So get used to looking for those patterns. They help you get a feel for these words, and also just seeing words over and over will help. All right. Well, I hope that made sense. I hope you learned a few things. And for now, valete, goodbye. Curate vos, take care of yourselves. We'll have more on this chapter later.